There has never been a more important time to move in a vegan direction. Whether you're ready to start, restart, or re-energize your vegan or plant-based practice, this podcast is for you. I'm Michelle Olander, life coach, vegan, ADHD matriarch, travel lover, and smoothie loather. And I know that it's the details that get in the way of your vegan journey. But I like to believe that the obstacle is always the way. So every week we meet here where I translate the tools of life coaching and Stoic philosophy. I bring you actionable tips, some laughs, interesting guests, and vegan ideas for everyone at any age. All to help you veg your best. Welcome back, my Veg Your Bestie, and welcome to the first episode of Veg Your Best, the 2025 edition. And you'll probably hear power washers. There are power washers. I've been waiting for them to quiet down or take a break. They will probably stop the minute I stop recording. But right now, this is the 227th consecutive weekly episode. That's a lot of episodes. So if you're new here, if you're new at Veg Your Best, you're very, very welcome. And there is a lot available for you in the back catalog. But if you find that overwhelming and you want to know where to start, I typically say, start at the beginning, first 5 or 10 episodes, and then reach out. Tell me what you're interested in, and I would be happy to try and recommend the episodes you might want to start dipping into. Now, New Year's business resolution number 1 here at Veg Your Best. Oh, by the way, there are grandchildren screaming. Can you hear them? There's power washers. There's grandchildren screaming. Charlie, you can leave this one in. I give up. But New Year's business resolution number 1 here at Veg Your Best has been to finish up my new website and get it playing well with the podcast episodes and make it easy for folks to get all the resources that we have collected and created and put together over the past 4+ years. Now, we are also planning a jumpstart guide to Veg Your Best that you can use to find the episodes that speak to your particular interests, your particular questions and concerns. But in the meantime, as I say, reach out on Instagram or email me or follow the links in the show notes. Because, if I had really understood 4+ years ago what I was doing when I first started this podcast, I would have set things up quite differently. Probably. I think I would have. But at the time, I was just focused on launching, starting, learning, and not necessarily in that order. I had to find someone to help me get the podcasts edited into the correct sound files, uploaded onto the correct platforms, and I didn't really know anything about that. So at the time, I reached out to some people, and someone I didn't know but was part of my extended network of college alumni, recommended Charlie Weinshank, who is still here to this day helping me every week. Another person in that network of alums had recommended Nancy Albertson when I was looking for a virtual assistant. Nancy is also still here helping me with so many back-end issues every single week. Now, there have been some other people and contractors for projects that worked, some that didn't go anywhere, and we have loved some of them a lot. And if I'm being fair, others we have loved maybe a little less, but we have made a decision at Team Veg Your Best to learn something from each of the people and projects, even when sometimes what we learned was not the best idea, not the right fit, not the right time. Most often, the problem was that I, Michelle, did not have the bandwidth or the focus to give the project everything it needed at the time. So all my decisions that I have now available to me are basically built on a lot of the decisions and choices I have been making over the past 4 or 5 years. Now, In this work, my priorities have been to support people through coaching on their goals, and to encourage people to believe that even if the idea of vegan seems currently impossible, even if it seems it's too late for you to change this way, there is so much good you can do for yourself, for the planet, and for the animals when you veg your best. And with my podcast, my goal, my mission has been to amplify the voices and the platforms of vegans and plant-based leaders, entrepreneurs, health experts, food professionals, activists, writers, advocates, thought leaders, all to entertain and challenge me as well as you. And sometimes that other laundry list of goals like website design and SEO and growth strategies and social media, they have not received. They've just not received the attention from me that was necessary to make big, effective changes. And why are we talking about it today? Why am I bringing this up in the very first week of 2025? Well, it's because of something that our guest last month mentioned. Dr. Sandy Musial from plantdocs.com. Dr. Sandy was talking about the data from the study that she and her team published this past autumn that was about the significant benefits even a 30-day plant-based intervention made with their physician design program. And one of the kind of metaphors, is it a metaphor? Anyway, one of the examples Dr. Sandra uses is there are billions of cells that our body is making every single day. Billions with a B. Billions of cells made by our bodies every day. And Dr. Sandy challenged us to think about what are the building blocks that our miraculous bodies are using to create those billions and billions of cells each and every day. Our nutrition, and to the extent that we can increase our consumption of a variety of plants, beans, greens, whole grains, legumes, fruits, seeds, and veggies of all sorts, filled with vitamins and fiber and micronutrients, and to the extent that we can minimize the ultra-processed junk foods that are all around us and so convenient, to the extent that we can make those changes, we can give our bodies the building blocks that they need for this astonishing job of creating billions and billions of new cells every single day. So, to a large extent, the body I have today is strongly influenced by the food, the beverages, and the air that I've been consuming for the past 65 plus years. And yes, lots of it was completely out of my control. But much of it was within my control. Lots of it is within my control. So the billions and billions of cells my body will produce today and tomorrow and hopefully in 2059 when I turn 100, that body will be created with the cells that I'm giving my body the nutrients for today and tomorrow and every single day. And as a coach who mostly works with our mindset and our habits and our ideal day, I wanted to remind you that we are creating the future every single day. We are creating the future in every choice we have, not just nutrition. Now, do some of us have more choices available? I think so. I think you think so too. And are all the choices some of us have more access to, are all those choices positive ones? I would say no. You know, when my children were little, our family medicine physician, who we loved, would ask the kids about several things. Things like, do you always wear a helmet whenever you're on a bike? Do you always wear a seatbelt in the car or sit in the car seat? Are you learning to swim? Do you know a little bit about water safety? Do you look at or read books? Those are the ones I remember. And the family medicine physician would ask them every single checkup, and I had 3 kids pretty close together, so I heard these quite a bit. And he would say that even if we just concentrate on those things, those are essential building blocks of a healthy childhood. Now, it's very possible that there are more current guidelines that a pediatrician would ask today. This was This was 30 years ago. But the concept is the same. Are we concentrating on things that actually move the needle on our future selves? Now, my kids were lucky enough to have access to well-child checkups and vaccinations. But what I'm trying to say is in every single choice and action, we are influencing the future. We're giving future me, future you, future kids, future community, future families and citizens certain options for the future. So this is not just about biology. It's not just about nutrition. It's about your life. It's about my life. Our present, our health, our relationships, emotional well-being, careers, even our sense of purpose and how we go through our day. This has been built on the choices, the actions, the environments of our recent and our distant past. And every meal, every thought, every small choice we take today, it does influence and shapes the version of the us we will meet tomorrow in the mirror. And don't worry, if this sounds a little overwhelming, I get it. I know that many of your choices up to now have not been all that intentional or wholesome maybe, or nutritious. Join the club. That's all of us. I just wanted to remind you that when Dr. Musial, when she talked about her Jumpstart program, it showed statistical significant positive data with blood markers in only 30 days. It wasn't inpatient. The participants were not being given their food. They were making their own choices based on the information that they were receiving. Perfection is not necessary to change the future. Now remember, not making a decision, that's also a decision. Not making changes, that is also building your future. You are building the future, so let's just be transparent, at least with ourselves, about what kind of a future we're building. Are you feeding your dreams and your goals the nutrients that they need? Or are you giving them scraps? Are you giving them leftovers and ultra-processed junk just because it's easy? That's not just food. That's in terms of the social media you consume, the way you go through your day, the choices you make in terms of feeding your brain and feeding your emotional well-being. Imagine your future self. Imagine your future self, maybe this summer or a year from now or 5 years from now. All those future yous, they're all counting on you today. They are. So don't let what past you chose or what past you didn't choose, don't let it take up any more bandwidth. She, he, me, we all did the best. We all did the best we thought we could do, or the best we knew to do. But as of today, let's give your future, let's give my future, let's give all our futures the gift of solid foundations, whether it's the food on your plate, the words you say to loved ones, the forgiveness you offer yourself, or the small steps you take towards your business, your hobbies, your fitness, the advocacy that you make in the world for a more compassionate community. You are shaping your future. You are shaping the future of the people around you, too. And if you're interested in Dr. Musial's 30-day Jumpstart, there may actually be time for January. So go to plantdocs.com or go to the show notes for our December 17th episode. I have no affiliate or anything like that with Dr. Musial. I just think she's doing great work, and I really think she's a very wonderful friend of the show. And so I have learned from her personally. But you can find more about her at episode 224, which was aired on December 7th on VYBP, and you can easily get in touch with Dr. Sandy. But I just wanted to remind you that what she says about a plant-based 30-day Jumpstart, that goes for the rest of your life. If you have other goals you want to jumpstart this year, this month, if you want support giving future you the building blocks you want for your life. I say it here almost every week. Coaching's the most effective tool I've ever seen for getting unstuck, for getting out of our own way, for being compassionate to ourselves as we get to learn new skills. And I would be honored to be your coach. Now, don't wait until you've got this completely sorted, okay? Start today. Veg your best. Veg Your Best podcast production, music, and editing by Charlie Weinshank. Thanks, Charlie. Before you go, it would mean so much to me and the Veg Your Best team if you would hit subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, or share with someone you think might be interested. Something about algorithms, it helps bump us up a little in the rankings, and that's the best way to help others find the podcast and for us to find our audience. So, until next week, make it easy and veg your best.